The term Dajjal is widely known in relation to eschatology or discussions about the end times. Ironically, this term is unfamiliar to Christians but more familiar to Muslims, as it is mentioned in hadiths narrating the descent of Isa, Jesus, son of Mary, in the end times. Arabic Christians were the first to use the term Dajjal. However, the Arabic term Dajjal is borrowed from Syro-Aramaic Dagalā, or its full form, Al-Masīḥ ad-Dajjal, derived from the term Mshīḥa Dagalā, meaning false Messiah or anti-Messiah. Syro-Aramaic is a development of Aramaic, the everyday language of the Messiah, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and his noble apostles. The term Dagalā comes from the root word Dgl, meaning false, deceiver, liar, or impostor. Based on this dual meaning when associated with Mshīḥa, the Messiah, the word Dagalā in Koine Greek can mean Pseudo-Christi, Pseudo-Christ, as well as Antichrist. It is also noteworthy that Dagalā, as the very words of Jesus, ipsiisma fax Iesu, have been copied into the original texts of the New Testament as pseudo, false, appearing only twice in the New Testament in the plural form. Meanwhile, Dagalā has been copied as anti, against, appearing 5 times, once in the plural form, ἀντίχριστοι Antichrist, many antichrists, in 1 John 2:18, and 4 times in the singular form, Antichrist, in 1 John 2:18, 22, 4:3, and 2 John 1:7. So there are 2 plural forms for Dajjal in Greek, namely Pseudo-Christ, Matthew 24:24, false messiahs, and Antichristoi, 1 John 2:18, many antichrists, both referred to as Mshīḥa Dagalā in Peshitta. They are the ones who oppose the Messiah and his teachings. Except in Mark 13:22, the plural form Pseudo-Christ in Peshitta corresponds to Mshīḥa di Dagalūta, opponents of the Messiah, with no difference in meaning. The only case where the Greek term Antichristos is retained in the Peshitta text is in 2 John 1:7, which is transliterated into Syro-Aramaic script as Antichristus, Antichristus. This term in the singular form, Mshīḥa Dagalā, is often interpreted in eschatological terms, referring to the singular figure of Al-Masīḥ ad-Dajjal eschatologically, while the plural term Mshīḥa Dagal and Mshīḥa di Dagalūta are used to refer to false teachings, Matthew 24:24, 1 John 2:18, and Mark 13:22. Namely historical Dajjals that have existed since the time of the Apostles until the time of Data Mshīḥa Dagalā, 1 John 2:18, an Antichrist will come in the end times. Therefore, in Arabic translated Bibles, aside from the known Al-Masīḥ ad-Dajjal, Antichrist, in the singular form, the plural form Mshīḥa Dajjalun, many antichrists, is also known as in the following verses. يا أبناء الشغر جعاتي الساعة الآخرات سمعتم أن مسيحا دجالا سيجعو وهنا الآن كثير من المسيح الدجالان ومن هذا يعرف أن الساعة الآخرة جاءت. Meaning, my children, this is the last hour, and as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now many antichrists have come. This is how we know it is the last hour. 1 John 2:18, Good News Arabic Bible. Paul did not use the term Antichrist, but in 2 Thessalonians 2:3 and the following verses, he writes about the man of lawlessness, ho anthropos tes hamartias, man of sin, which clearly refers to the same being. The characteristic of this being is that he opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. He is not Satan himself, but his coming is the work of Satan. There are still difficulties in these verses that are not clear, especially regarding who the man of lawlessness is, which is still debated.